Hi, I'm Dave, owner of Future Past Vintage Collectibles. This is my daughter, Rachel.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going good.
Here we are.
We got a good one today.
Tell me about it.
Well, we are going to be doing a CGC unboxing. If you're new here, this is how we got started.
This is how we do it.
We sent a bunch of books out to CGC. My dad pressed them, and we're going to look at them. We're also going to announce a new winner for the 3,000 subscriber giveaway, which we'll announce later.
Yep.
But before that...
Okay, before we do the unboxing, I wanted to show you something.
Okay.
That,
I don't know what this is yet.
Yeah, I told her, I said, I'm not going to show you or tell you until we're on the show. There is a string on the CGC board called Gruesome Demise covers. What does that mean to you?
Someone's getting murdered. That's what that sounds like to me.
Not yet murdered.
But the demise of their
But it's
death.
imminent. They are going to die a really poor way.
Great.
Right? Well, so why am I showing Rachel this? We both have an affinity towards pre-code horror.
Yeah.
And obviously, some of this is on there. I'm not going to go over every book. Me and my brother Danny were talking about decapitation covers the other day from the pre-code era.
Which we've shown some on here.
We have.
On the Vintage Comics Show and Tell.
And can you explain really quick what the comic book code is? All right.
So, before 1954, comic book world was the Wild West.
Wild West.
Anyone could basically make whatever kind of content they wanted to. Similar to how movies are rated now, the comic code became a thing to ensure that comics weren't as gruesome as they were previously.
Gruesome at all.
Or gruesome at all.
It was a thing.
Before that, there were some pretty gruesome books that we've seen.
And sexy and all kinds of, there was an old saying in the newspaper business, in the print media business, if it bleeds, it leads.
I mean, if you could buy something off the stand, would you buy something gruesome or would you buy something that's like a cartoon? Because I'd buy the gruesome one probably.
Inquirer newspaper really started that, and they got a deal to be at all the checkout stands in grocery stores in America, and they really pushed the envelope, and comic books were after them. So it was something happening in the media, and it was a good marketing tool. People want things that are gruesome and gory, and boy, do I have some to show you.
Yeah.
So... So this string, I talk about the CGC board, and I'm talking about it more lately because I believe it's a fantastic tool everyone should use if you're really interested in comic books. Gruesome Demise covers, I dig them. Haven't seen them all, so I'm always looking for the one I don't know. So don't look.
Well, the only one I can think of is the decapitation one that Bill Gaines did.
There's so many. More than decapitation. Although this first one's kind of a decapitation. It's about like what...
How many times do you think we're allowed to say decapitation before we get demonetized?
Can you count them?
I can start.
Count them.
Decapitation. Okay, go.
All right, so this is Riot. So this is pre-code, Atlas Comics.
Is he getting a haircut before he gets murdered?
And this was a joke comic, but what are they joking about?
About... cutting it off the top a little.
I really like about this cover the Hunchback dude. It's like it's making you think of Paris, and this guy is about to get his head chopped off.
I mean, it definitely looks like Pirate World. So
this is imminent that he's not going to make it. So the next book I want to show you, and she's looking at it, Super Mystery Comics numbers. I don't know because it's not on the cover. A lot of these books didn't have.
Hopefully, I can find it.
So what?
Interesting.
What do you think?
Well, it looks like a magic show gone wrong, maybe?
First of all, dig in the art on this. This is a little better than average.
Wow, the masks back here are so crazy.
Yeah, check this guy out.
And the skeleton.
And this girl's going in the biggest paper cutter I've ever seen. So I like her garter belts, and she's got this sexy red dress on. She's really pretty.
She's scared.
Fully made up.
And then there's just a random skeleton back there, which I don't understand why he's there.
Big bird-chested, yeah. So I like that one. We're only going through the ones that I think stand out, or Rachel might catch as I'm screening through this. This is obviously one of my personal favorites, and it's Chamber of Chills, and Rachel will put the information up there. But love the art.
That's crazy.
I think it's great art.
It's gross.
But yeah, this is before any zombie movie. I think zombies are a thing of comic books. So this is Manhunt number 2 that we're looking at now. What do you think?
It's scary.
Well,
it's already telling a story.
I find it really interesting. She's going to the electric chair for whatever reason at some swanky dinner. And the guy behind her is just as scary as they come, but everyone else is really dressed up.
What's that movie where people get murdered off at a dinner party?
Oh, you're talking about my favorite film of all time? Yeah, Would You Rather?
It's giving me that energy.
Definitely a Would You Rather cover. Here's battle number 26. Check this out. It's a war cover. Danny and I were growing up, my brother. We read war books, and they were popular back then, very popular. Not so much anymore, but there's still a lot of people that collect them. They're just hard to find. This guy's jumping right into this spike, though. Okay, I'm just going to show this one because of the art, because it's so good. This is Wonder Comics number 13. Great, fantastic art. Looks like a painted cover. Her demise doesn't look so bad.
This one definitely doesn't feel gruesome to me.
No,
more than just like
I think whoever owns
damsel
this,
in distress.
whoever posted this book, and I'm not going to get into all that. That's their business, but whoever posted this book just wanted this to be a demise cover.
I guess.
Because it's on the fringe, but it's such a beautiful copy of this book. They wanted it up there, and it really is an incredible copy. There was a lot of, not a lot, but there were some covers in the 50s, late 40s that showed hooded figures.
Mm-hmm. We've shown some of those too.
And they're always scary. Definitely a World War II cover.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, though. The art on this, it's a Joe Doolin cover. This is Fight Comics number 32. You got a lot going on all at once, and this damsel in distress is dressed impeccably. More hoods. This was a theme, right?
This is the Fighting Yank number 23?
Yep, Fighting Yanks number 23, Alex Schomburg cover. Fantastic, fantastic cover. Once again, beautiful red dress.
What's that guy doing back there? He's going to come to save the day?
He's going to save the day.
Looks like Paul Revere.
To me, it looks like Captain America meets Paul Revere. He's the Fighting Yank. He has to be. Here's one for you. This is
another decapitation.
Well, not decapitated.
Not yet.
Decapitation is imminent. This is astonishing number 34. And that's
Look at his face.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I wonder what sound he's making.
So this is a Joe Manley cover, and Joe Manley ended up doing a lot of war books. I mean, that was his claim to fame. I like this one. This is astonishing number 30. Another Joe Manley cover. These, call them space eyes. The scary red space eyes. I don't know why this, it looks like he's coming back from the dead or he's melting into the dead. It looks like everywhere the light hits, his skin just melts instantly, and this girl's really scared by it. So this book is Mysterious Adventures, where is it, number 20, came out in 1954, and this was actually, on the label, it says this was used in the hearings for the code. So this is one of the books they pointed out.
That one's not even that bad.
It's
compared
not,
to other ones. They're just pointing at an electric chair. It's not like anything's happening.
Their whole point, and I'm not a censorship guy, okay? Their whole point at the time was, if a 5-year-old kid saw this, would this really disturb them? That's what Seduction of the Innocence, the book that prompted the code to come out. Actually, the code was really a fight against DC, and you already know this because you've heard some people talk about it. It was political. DC was just running full steam against these other people that were doing.
But it's like, if there's like a bloody head, I can understand why you wouldn't want a kid to see that, but just some skeletons pointing, I don't think that's very scary.
So this is Mr. Mystery number 11, and this guy is buried up to his head, and you can see other people buried up to their heads.
That sounds awful.
And here come the ants that are going to eat his skin off, the smallest bite at the time. Yeah. Imminent demise. All right, so this is Crime Suspense Stories number 23. Awesome art. Swimming in all that black, right?
Yeah. And it looks like true crime, which people love.
It's pretty brutal. It's definitely brutal, and you know she's not going to make it. I mean,
they're obviously in the middle of nowhere on a tiny little boat. So
I really love this cover.
Yeah, it's really good.
I just got to let you know. I think
really good.
This is Lucky Comics number 2. When I studied art in college, we used to talk about iconography, and we used to really sit and like tear apart pieces of art. This reminds me of that a bit, because if you look at this,
it's got a lot of movement.
There's a lot of different things going on that I really don't understand. So if you had a flashlight walking into a fire, would you throw it at somebody?
I think he's trying to stop the fight.
With his flashlight from a...
If it hits him in the head...
Here comes this guy's throwing an axe at the guy. So one guy's throwing a flashlight, the other guy's throwing an axe.
And there's bricks.
You got bricks flying over here.
Then there's a cop with a gun pointed at him too.
There's already one down. Got this big fire going on.
Yeah, it looks like they're burning in the middle of it.
This guy
he has a gun.
Yeah, this guy broke in and he's got a gun. So you're not going to get a lot more action.
Lucky is not what I would call that. But, you know.
That is not.
It's just me.
Unless he makes it. Maybe this guy's
Yeah, maybe he doesn't die. Who knows?
He looks maniacal, though.
Yeah, it's not what you would
He
expect.
does not look like a happy person. All right, so
I feel like most people...
we're scrolling through. Rachel says, stop. What is this?
It's Crime Suspense Stories number 22.
That's right. What do you like about it?
Who doesn't like that book?
I love it.
I don't know anyone who doesn't like that book. It's so messed up. It's great.
And it just
so
shows...
scary.
It doesn't show
Her
a lot.
eyes.
It does leave a lot to the imagination, except the fact that she has been decapitated.
I was like, I don't think it does. Oh my god, the eyeball. This is number 9.
Yeah, this shock suspense story is number 9. Well, no, look, he's chained to a guy in the desert, and he has to make a choice at some point to cut his...
This is Saw.
Where's the saw?
No, this is Saw.
This is Saw, yeah.
But instead of his foot,
But
it's
the
his
buzzards
hand.
are getting this guy, and they're
he's
massive,
next.
and he's really upset. He's trying to get away from this guy. It's a really good time to chop his arm off, but it doesn't look like he's got a knife.
I'm telling you, Saw.
Might have to eat through it.
Spoiler alert. That's what
Yeah.
happens.
What happened? So Rachel stopped me on this one. What is this?
It's Black Magic Magazine number 28. True, amazing accounts of the strangest stories ever told. An eye for an eye.
This art is sick, though.
I know that monster. What even is that?
It's a zombie dude.
His eyes look so enduring.
She's got pretty blue eyes. That's a great cover.
It's really cool.
I'd love to get a nice copy of that. And then finally, this will be the last one we talk about. Rachel picked this one as I was scrolling through.
I mean, I could tell it was LB Cole just because of how the crazy colors are, but it's Weird
Yeah,
Tales.
it's Blue Bolt Weird Tales 119.
119.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to look at. There's a lot going on. It's very bright.
Wow.
It's cool.
Could you imagine if you had a nice copy of this, though?
Could you imagine just sifting through books and you see that? I'd be like, what the hell?
Are you saying you think it stands out in the crowd?
I would be surprised if someone didn't buy it.
Daredevil, Amazing Spider-Man. What?
This.
All right, yeah. That's it. Okay.
That was fun.
If you have a chance, go on the board and look at the whole thread.
That's a good one.
We skipped over tons.
lot.
So we're moving on.
Before we get into our CGC unboxing, I'm going to quickly announce this video's 3,000 subscriber giveaway. If you don't know, we are doing a giveaway every single episode until we hit 3,000 subscribers. Here are all the winners so far. And then this week's winner is, drumroll please, this person. If this is you, please reach out to us so we can help you get a new prize. We'll announce all the prizes once we hit 3,000 subscribers.
Word.
Now, let's look at some books.
Let's unbox.
We're here. We're ready. So I have a list of books that I gave my dad that we sent to CGC. If you don't know, my dad presses books. He presses his own books. And he had pressed all of these. We sent these books out in February of 2022. So it's been almost a year. And I don't know if these books are what you wanted them to be, but it's hard to say.
Oh, it's fine. This was kind of a mid-grade. Different things going on in this one. We'll see. This is not early on. When I was saying this needs to be a 9.8, that's not this.
Right.
So that is really in an era, primarily if you're looking at the 80s and some of the 70s. Yeah, there's so many of them. In order to have something that's collectible, it should be very high grade.
Yeah.
Well, there's some books that in a 6.5, it's one of the highest graded.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying we have any of those, but we have some pretty obscure
We got
stuff.
some good ones in here. I have some information on like what we thought the grade would be, but some of it's not accurate because it's been so long since we sent them out.
Yeah.
So we'll let you know what that looks like whenever we get there. But let's start. Okay, so this first one is Is it Conan?
Conan.
Okay. The first one's Conan the Barbarian, number 23 from 1973, first appearance of the Red Sonja. Gil Kane cover. Here it is.
I thought it would be very, very mid-grade because there was something going on with cleaning it. So
Okay.
I never thought it was going to be high grade.
Okay, cool. So it got a 6.5.
Yeah, and this book was hot at the time, not hot now. It's the first appearance of Red Sonja, and I'll keep it and hold on to it till it's worth something, I guess.
Yeah, and fair market value on that is $169 at 6.5, so that's not bad.
Are you kidding me right now?
No.
When's the last time one sold?
December. Now it's the only sale that's happened, but the 90-day is, or the 12-month is $155, so it's still not nothing for a 6.5.
It's a really good looking book.
Yeah, it looks
actually,
nice.
I mean, it presents well. It doesn't have anything like, it's got a fold right here, but it's so minor you barely see it.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think we've ever shown an EC in one of our CGC unboxings.
no.
So this is our first one. This is Crime Suspense Stories number 25. It is a Jack Kamen cover. It's from 1954.
Pretty cool book.
I remember I found this book and you were like, let's send it out.
I thought this would be a 4. It was a 4.0. My brother actually graded it 4.0. Didn't press it.
Yeah.
And we sent it to CGC.
And it got a 5.0. So better than a 4.0.
Yeah.
Which is exciting.
Tough. And I asked him to look at these because once you get into 3 5s, 4.0s, I'm not well versed yet. It's worth a couple $100.
Yeah, it sold in July for $311. That's the only sale in
They're
the
rare.
last year.
I think there's 30 or 40 copies of that.
There's 77 total in the census.
Okay.
The highest graded is a 9.4, and there are
Probably a
9
foul
other
copy.
5.0s.
Yeah, this is a nice copy.
Fantastic Four number 66.
Oh, that's a book I learned a lesson on. Let's talk about it.
This is from 1967. It's the 2-part origin of Warlock Begins. Him does not appear in it, though.
No.
And it's a Stanley Story Jack Kirby cover.
Yeah, I bought this. PGX, cracked it, pressed, cleaned, sent it in. It was a 7.0. It was a 7.0.
And what do we say about PGX?
Let's see what it is after I pressed and cleaned it and sent it in.
What did you think I was going to get if it was a 7.0 from PGX?
I thought I'd be lucky with a 7.0.
Okay.
I thought it was between a 6 and a 6.5.
Well, it's a 6.5.
Yeah. But it's a nice looking book.
It does look really good.
It's a major key that has been around. Yeah, it's Jack Kirby greatness anyway. I don't think it's incredibly valuable.
Let's see.
It certainly wasn't when I sent it out. It had kind of gone down in value and it was hot for a minute.
Last sale was November for $126, and it 12-month average is $198. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's just not the grade I collect personally.
No, it's
but
not
there
very
are
decent.
people that want this level because they want to be able to afford it. I get that.
fair.
All right.
All right, next up is Fantastic Four number 93 from 1969. A Jack Kirby cover, Stanley Story.
Yeah, I thought this was like a 9.2.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's a 9.2.
I was hoping to get a higher grade because they look good, and I'm looking at this now, and it still has a bit of a spine roll. Here's, Rachel had brought up some of these books might have reverted, and I'm like, that's possible because I'd only been pressing books at that point for about a year.
Okay, this next one is Fantastic Four 96 from 1970. It's a Mad Thinker appearance, Jack Kirby cover, Stanley Story.
Same group of books. I bought them on the board, actually, and I thought this would either get a 9.0 or a 9.2.
It got a 9.0.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
It's fine. It is. I can't make something it's not. So these books are not being held back in grade. Yeah, this has wear on it. It has a bit of a... I'm not going to get into some long, boring diatribe about what's wrong with it, but I think 9.0 is right. I do think that it could slightly be improvable. It would never be more than a 9.2.
Yeah.
So it's not worth it to me. How much is that book worth? Did you say?
Yeah, it is 156 is the last sale. 186 is the 12-month average.
Yeah.
It's only sold twice.
I'll probably sell every one of these in auction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep a lookout. The next one is Fantastic Four 97 from 1970. Same spiel, Jack Kirby, Stan Lee.
There's no original grade. Can I see the cover?
Yeah. It looks nice in this slab.
Oh, I thought this was a 9.0 or a 9.2 like the rest of the group.
Yeah, it's a 7.0.
Man.
White pages. I can see a crease here. It's not
Color
color
breaking?
breaking. I bet that reverted. Because we were talking about this, and it was like a one press kind of thing back then. And now
Yeah.
you press things like 5 or 6
I
times.
can't get the light on it. I'll take a look at this. It's actually a nice book. Now, what I look at first with something like this, is there any rust on the staples
Could knock it
that
to
would
7.0.
definitely pull. This is a really nice looking book. This
Yeah.
does not look like a 7.0.
Well,
It's
it's
not
not
a
selling for a lot.
It's not a valuable book
Yeah.
in 9.2. I mean,
Yeah, it's not trading for much. Like $40 was the last sale in 2021. So.
the
In the
slab,
boom, it was selling for that much.
the
so-
slab costs more than $40.
Yeah, for economy, yeah. Okay, next one is Fantastic Four 138 from 1973, Miracle Man appearance, and it is a John Buscema cover.
So we thought this was, the original grade was a 9.0. We thought we got it to a 9.2.
And we did, 9.2.
Great.
White pages.
Yeah.
The white cover looks really nice. And for a 9.2, also selling for almost nothing.
What's almost nothing?
$48.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not great.
I don't
Again,
think-
a year ago, things were
I
different.
don't know if I'm going to send that to auction yet.
Someone's going to steal that.
2030
This is a special one.
special.
Fantastic Four number 142 from 1974. First appearance of Darkoth, the Death Demon. Doctor Doom cameo on the last page. It is a Rich Buckler cover.
Yep.
Special thing about this is it has a Mark Jewelers.
Yeah, I thought I'd got this up to a 9.2 at the time.
It's an 8.5.
It started off, we thought it a 9.2. Now, I'll tell you right now that because it's a Mark Jeweler, it's valuable.
Yeah, there's no GPA data on Mark Jeweler.
It could be two. It could be 2 or 3x. So what does a normal 8.5?
There's only been one sale, and it was September of 2022 for $66.
I would say this book's somewhere between $180, $200.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of Mark Jewelers on there, is there?
I don't see any. There's like pedigrees, but not.
If this is the only Mark Jewelers, it could go for even higher than that.
Just because of rarity.
The rarity of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People love rare. Okay, this is the last Fantastic Four. This is 150. It's the story from 1974. It's the story continued from Avengers 127, Wedding of Crystal and Quicksilver, Gil Kane cover.
This is one of those, we started off at 9.2, and there's nothing about what we thought. It says 9.6 here, and there's no way. I never thought we sent in any 9.6s. What do we get?
It's a 9.0.
Lower than the grade that I originally thought. And that's what I saw. I wonder if they dinged us for that. I got to look at the grader's notes.
The paint.
Overspray.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got, I remember this now, even though it's been a year. It's got overspray on both sides, and I was curious when that starts hitting it. That could have done it because they might call that excessive. I don't personally think it is. But I don't know if that's what it was.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Kid Colt Outlaw number 135 from 1967. It's a Herb Trimpe cover.
Yeah, this isn't one of those collections we talk about once in a while. This came from A1 Comics, and Comic Connect got it, and I bought it from them 2 years ago. The original grade on this when I got it in this was a 9.0. And I didn't press it, didn't clean it, just sent it in.
It got a 9.0, so they were right.
They graded it well.
Good for them.
Wow, it looks good.
It does. It looks really nice.
It's got a spine roll.
That's probably why it's a 9.0. I could see that. I bet you could fix that.
I could get, yeah.
I don't know if it's worth it. Let's see what the data says. 9.0 sold in 2021 for $55.
Woot woot. I am not cracking a $60 slab to try to get a one tick upgrade.
Why not?
I like that book. It's definitely for sale, but I like it. I mean, I like the deep blue on the cover.
It does look really nice. Okay, next one is Marvel 2-in-1 number 4 from 1974. It's got Captain America, Wondar, and Fantastic Four appearance. Letter from J.M. Demise. Gil Kane cover.
This was originally 8.0. We thought we got it to a 9.0.
It's an 8.0 still. This one I bet reverted, and it's.
I'll have to look at the grader's notes.
Yeah, and this one isn't trading for more than $30 at that grade.
Woot woot.
Ragman number 1, 1976, origin of first appearance of Ragman, and Joe Kubert cover.
The Ragman cometh.
We had a lot of these, not number 1s, but just the series. I've seen this title a lot.
As a kid, as a young person, I remember a lot of people specking on this, but it never really being worth a lot. But a lot of people, because it was Joe Kubert, because it was number 1 in the 70s,
yeah,
people were collecting at that point pretty rigorously across all kinds of different titles. So people spec'd on this. That's why there's more copies of something like this than there are others. This was supposed to be this was a 9.0 originally, and this is one of the ones that Rachel graded. She thought it was a 9.0 leaving.
And it's a 9.2.
That's good.
That wasn't bad for me back in the day.
This needs to be a 9.8. This is preferable in a 9.8 in terms of sales. If you want to sell this book fast, a 9.8 is going to sell a lot faster than a 9.2.
Yeah, and this one's not ever going to be a 9.8,
yeah,
unfortunately.
it's a great cover.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Spooky.
Yeah. It seems like it's great time, doesn't it?
Yeah. The next one's Tales to Astonish number 76 from 1966. It is a Coletta cover.
My man. Goes from romance to doing a little Submariner. Okay, original grade on this was a 7.0.
It got an 8.0.
That's not bad. 8.0 is how much is it trading for?
The last sale was in February 2021. It's $74.
It's a nice book.
Looks really good.
It's a nice book. I bought this in a collection from a guy, about 40 books that he had hid these comic books in his attic from his mother, and he wrapped them in wax paper. Funny story.
That is funny.
And all of them are this era, and it's been cherry picked probably 8 times by the time I got to it. So this is the only stuff that was left.
Well, this one is Tales to Astonish number 80, and it is the Mole Man and Tyrannus appearance.
Mole.
It is a Gene Colan cover.
Gene Colan. This was a 6.0. We thought we got to 7.5.
6.0 still.
Yeah, I wonder.
I'm really thinking a lot of these reverted.
What is going on with that cover?
Oh, I didn't even look to see how unaligned it was.
What? Why? And it's a universal, so it wasn't trimmed. I have no memory of it being like this.
I mean, look at the staple, because the staples are completely ripped on both.
This did not look like this. Anyway.
Can you remember from that long ago? Because I can't. I feel like we wouldn't have sent it.
I wouldn't have sent that.
No.
I will tell you this, and you got to give anyone who's doing this type of work a break. when you're dealing with a damaged comic book and you have to get inside it, if it's cleaning, pressing, if it's grading, once that comic book leaves your hands, there's a risk that cannot be mitigated. You can do the best you can not to hurt a book or not to, continue to hurt something that's already ripped. But they have to count the pages. They got to go through it. They got to look at the staples.
And that's why you sign a consent form.
Yeah.
Whenever you send them to PGC.
This looks jacked up.
Yeah. And March 2022, Sixo sold for $122. 12-month average is $88. That's not horrible for a Sixo.
Well, I didn't spend a lot on it, but I'm into this book about $90.
Okay, we got two more. This one's Thor 136 from 1967. It's the second appearance of Lady Sif, first as an adult. Jack Kirby cover.
So this is in that same collection that I bought. The original grade on this was a 7.5.
It got a 9.0.
Good, we improved something.
Yeah,
that's
thank
good.
God.
Well,
it looks really good.
Yeah, it's off center just a tad, but it
I
actually looks great. This book in 9.0 is pretty good to have. This is worth money.
Let's see. 9.0. Yeah, $450 in September of 2022.
This is worth money.
Only one has sold in the last year. So.
That's because there's not a lot out there. This will go to auction. This is actually kind of cool.
It is really nice.
This is the hit of the party so far.
I like those older Thor books.
That's good.
All right, final book. Two-Fisted Tales, number 26, another EC. It is Kurtzman cover.
Yeah, and Kurtzman did all of the covers for Two-Fisted Tales. Not one of the most popular series. I dig them because when it comes to like EC, people were really gravitating towards their cheekier covers, their more intense covers. And this one is just, there was so much war content out at the time. I bought this on eBay as a 6.5.
Okay, well, it's a 7.5.
Yeah, and I did not clean and press this.
Oh, nice. Well, I love when that happens.
Yeah, I did not clean and press this. This has dust shadows on the bottom. Great looking cover.
Yeah, it looks great.
The copy looks really nice. It's got dust shadows. And I think without the dust shadows, it would have been up maybe to an 8.0 or an 8.5. It's got some rust on this bottom staple, but I still think it could have got an 8.0 with rust.
Okay.
It's a super nice looking copy.
Yeah, looks really good.
Yep, not perfect. But nice.
Perfect.
Yeah, this one with another auction. That's not a bad unboxing.
No.
They've been sitting there for so long.
Well, and a lot of them are ones we've never shown. We've never shown any ECs before, so that's cool. And again, they've been sitting there for a long time. So, and just so you know, the last time one of those sold, it was in 2021. It was $380. So it could be worth some money.
I did not spend that much on that book.
So it could be worth
I don't
some
think I spent more than $125 on that. That'd be great. That will go to auction.
Like I mentioned before, we're doing a 3,000 subscriber giveaway. If you want to be entered into the giveaway for this video, all you have to do is like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. It helps us a lot, and you can win a prize. Yeah.
Help us out. Like and subscribe. Say something. Let us know what you thought about the books.
Yeah.
Until next time.
See you later. Of there.